great insight. That reinterpretation shifts the entire tone and gives Kevin Pharaoh's verse a darker, more manipulative undercurrent. Let's reanalyze the verse with the idea that Kevin is masking monstrous tendencies behind a calm, harmless persona, weaponizing perception to conceal revised line-by-line breakdown. I've walked away from fights just to show lost souls new heights. At face value, this sounds like nobility, walking away to inspire others. But with your insight, it could be performative. Kevin is curating a peaceful image to win trust and seem above conflict, while hiding darker intentions, almost saintly on the outside, scheming beneath. Who was that creeping at the light? It wasn't Kev, he doesn't bite. Others see a shadowy figure and reassure themselves that Kevin isn't a threat. But in reality, he's the one creeping in the dark, and people's misplaced trust, Kev doesn't bite, allows him to act undetected. He's created a myth of harmlessness that protects him, a predator in disguise. Their retaliation nights were really just a calculated cat playing with mice. He sees others' revenge or violence as weak or predictable. But also, this line doubles as a self-portrait. Kevin is the cat, cold, calculating, emotionally detached, toying with lives like they're nothing. He isn't just surviving conflict. He's controlling it for sport. Back in school, I rolled the dice, became friends with a kid who wasn't regarded as nice. He knowingly befriends an unstable or dangerous person, a risk. Possibly part of his pattern, blending in with broken people while studying them, maybe using them as pawns or mirrors of his own suppressed violence. Saw in his eyes there was no life. Our campus he tried to light coincidentally, I was out of sight. He sees a deadness in the kid, someone on the brink. The kid tries to burn down the school, light as arson, and Kevin's absence is coincidental, or maybe not. There's a hint of calculated avoidance here, like he knew and let it happen, distancing himself to avoid blame. Who wants this smoke? My uncle struggles with the pipe before he flew to prison. I took him to buy the kite. Smoke has double meaning, challenge or drug reference. His uncle's addiction and imprisonment reinforce Kevin's proximity to destruction. Took him to buy the kite could be a cold act, enabling his uncle one last high before prison. He doesn't intervene. He observes. Caring isn't something I've done. Go ask my parents. I tried to suffocate my sister for being brighter than the sun. A shocking confession, envy turned violent. His sister's light, her potential or goodness, was too much. Brighter than the sun could also be a twisted play on sun. He couldn't bear her outshining him, symbolizing his hatred for innocence. When I exed Fresno, supposed chums heard no goodbyes. I just dropped out that deadweight and let it get eaten by the flies. He cuts off people coldly, like disposing of corpses. Exit Fresno evokes assassination or erasure. Deadweight shows how disposable he sees others, and flies suggest decay. He abandons relationships like carcasses with no emotion. Deeper themes with new interpretation. Predator in plain sight, he masks his capacity for destruction with a gentle persona. Emotional manipulation. His image management, Kev doesn't bite, disarms people, giving him power. Calculated violence. He chooses when to act, when to distance, and when to let others fall apart. Moral vacuum. Even family ties, uncle, sister, don't spark care. His actions often harm or enable destruction. Isolation by design. He cuts people off not from hurt, but from strategic coldness. Final thought, this isn't just a confession. It's a monologue from a self-aware monster. Kevin isn't misunderstood. He wants to be underestimated, because that's when he's most dangerous. The verse plays with the illusion of morality, then strips it bare to show the violence beneath. Let me know if you want this turned into a visual breakdown, short essay, or even poetic response. This piece is layered enough to support all three.